Hello children, welcome back to our English class. Did you read the first session of the story? I hope all of you studied that portion. If you have any doubt regarding that portion, you can freely contact your English teachers. Okay? Let's continue our story. Listen very carefully. Your Highness, may it please you to remember me and my donkey Jeff for just one more minute. Till replied, my donkey has been feeding himself fairly well all along the way on the thorns in the hedges and the grass on the roadside. But I have had nothing to eat for the past 3 days. My stomach has been complaining very loudly. Perhaps Your Highness can even hear it now. I have been feeding myself with dreams of good food and drink at your royal table. The Archduke smiled and said, well, my dear fellow, you will certainly have something more solid than dreams to feed on. But where is your donkey? I left him outside opposite the palace. I shall be most grateful if Jeff is looked after. He needs a little fodder and lodging at night, said Till. The Archduke immediately ordered the donkey to be taken care of, and he added, treat it like one of my own animals. Before long, supper was served, and it was like a wedding feast. The tables were loaded with every kind of food and drink. Wine flowed like water. The courtiers stuffed themselves with the choicest dishes. The Archduke made Till eat and drink until his stomach was about to burst. The Archduke too ate heartily. His face was flushed with drink, but he seemed lost in thought. He suddenly looked up and said loudly, our court painter must paint our portrait so that we will have the satisfaction of leaving our memory to our descendants. We too have to take our place in history along with our noble ancestors whose portraits adorn these walls. It is sad to think of death. We do not know when God will think fit to summon us. But our portrait should be painted. Till quickly replied, your lordship's slightest wish is to me command. All the same, I do feel rather unhappy about painting your lordship all by yourself. Is it not terrible to think of your lordship being lonely for ever and ever? Don't you think, ladies meant that His Highness should be accompanied at least by Her Highness, her ladies, the noble generals and captains who adorn this court? A court like this has few rivals in splendor, loveliness and chivalry. In the midst of such valor and beauty, I will make my lord and lady shine forth like the moon surrounded by lanterns. Have you enjoyed the story? Let me ask some questions. You should find out the answers. Okay? Your first question. What does the Archduke want Till to do? Once more the question. What does the Archduke want Till to do? Get the answer? What is it? The Archduke wanted Till to paint his portrait. Next question. What is the sentence? We do not know when God will think fit to summon us me. Once more the question. What is the sentence? We do not know when God will think fit to summon us me. It means we do not know when we will die. Our next question. Why does Till feel unhappy? Till was unhappy because the Archduke asked him to make his portrait without the courtiers in it. Our next question. Who are compared to the moon and the lanterns? Once more the question. Who are compared to the moon and the lanterns? The Lord and the Lady are compared to the moon and the courtiers are compared to the lanterns. Let us go to the next paragraphs. Before that, children, if you get any difficult or new words, you can find out its meaning from the glossary session which is given in the last pages of your textbooks. Otherwise, you can use your dictionaries also. Okay? So, listen the story. The Archduke thought that it was a good idea. Well, my friend, your painting will be a great piece of art. What reward do you expect for it? 100 pieces of gold. You can pay me now or later, just as you please. Here are the 100 pieces of gold in advance, said the Archduke, giving him the gold. My lord, you are the most generous of masters. You have filled my lamp with oil. It will forever burn in your honor. The next day, Till asked the Archduke to allow him to see all the courtiers who were to be painted along with him. They came and saw him one by one. The first to come was the commander-in-chief of the army. He was a short, fat, bald man with an enormous paunch. He whispered in Till's ear, "When you paint my picture, remember, you are to make me look handsome. If you do not make my stomach look flat, I will have you hanged. Remember, I was once a very handsome soldier." An elderly lady came next. She had a large hump on her back. "Sir Painter," she said softly, "make me look young and beautiful. If you don't remove the hump on my back and supply what I lack in beauty, I will have you torn to pieces." A young lady who was the companion of the Duchess came in as soon as the old lady left. She was young and pretty, but had lost 3 of her front teeth in an accident. She warned Till that if in her picture she didn't see herself smiling with a perfect set of pearly teeth, she would have him cut into small bits by her lover. She pointed to the captain of the guards. Similar requests and threats continued until he had finished with the last of the courtiers. Then the Archduke sent for him and said, "My dear fellow, I want your portrait to be perfect in every detail. You are to paint all my courtiers exactly as we see them. If you leave out a mole, a pimple, or a single grey hair, I will have you slaughtered like a pig." So So, dear students, what do you understand from this session? The Archduke agreed Til's suggestion. What was his suggestion? He wanted to include Her Highness and all the courtiers in the portrait with the Archduke. Also, he got his reward in advance. What was his reward? 100 pieces of gold, right? After that, he met all the courtiers one by one. The courtiers had threatened to kill him if he did not paint them more attractive and handsome. Although he agreed to obey their instructions, Till was called by the Archduke to remind him that he has to paint each courtier as natural and exactly as possible. Understand? Shall we move to the next paragraphs? Till coolly thought things over and said to himself, "If I paint this picture, I shall certainly be killed. Either the Archduke will have me slaughtered like a pig for having disobeyed him, or courtiers will have me murdered for painting them as they really are. In either case, I am to die. What am I to do? Perhaps it is wiser not to paint this picture at all." The following day, he asked the Archduke for the hall where he was to paint the picture. He was shown a large room with bare walls. Till asked for thick curtains to be hung on the walls. He wanted his painting to be protected from the flies and the dust. He also asked for 3 assistants to help him in mixing colors. The Archduke gave him all that he asked for. For 30 days, Till and his assistants feasted themselves on the choicest dishes and drank the finest wines. On the 31st day, the Archduke thrust his nose in through the door and said, "It is time that you finish the painting. I am eager to see it. Is it ready?" Till said that the picture was being completed and that he needed some more days to finish it. The Archduke replied that as long as the painting was perfect in every detail, he was prepared to be patient. The delay of a week or 2 did not matter, he said. Till and his companions continued their merrymaking for another fortnight. On the 45th day, once again, the Archduke poked his nose in through the door. "Isn't it time that the picture was complete?" he asked. Till said that the portrait was being given the finishing touches. He begged for some more time. The Archduke said that his delay did not matter so long as he did an excellent job. But he added, "You should either complete the picture within 15 days or you should show me the unfinished picture now." Till promised to complete the picture within 15 days, saying only a few minor details remained to be filled in. "Should your lordship see the painting now, you would not be satisfied with it," he said. Till and his companions enjoyed themselves for yet another fortnight. On the 60th morning, the Archduke forced his way into the room and said, "I must see the picture at once." "Where is the picture?" "Draw those curtains apart." "The picture is ready, my lord," announced Till. "Then why don't you draw the curtains?" "What is the matter?" the Archduke asked. "I want you to grant me one last favor," said Till. "Please order all the courtiers to assemble in this room. When they are here, I want to say a few words to them, and then I will draw the curtains." The Archduke ordered all the courtiers to assemble in the hall. Till addressed them, "My lord, ladies and gentlemen, the picture is ready. You will now be able, as I draw the curtains, to see how well I have done my work. You can all admire my work, but I must warn you that there is something very special about this picture. Only those among you who have noble blood in your veins will be able to see this painting. All the rest, whatever their rank or position, will see nothing but a blank wall. Now I will draw the curtains." Till flung the curtains aside. The courtiers outdid one another in showing their admiration for the picture. They praised Till for his splendid painting. They remarked how natural each one of them looked in the picture and eagerly pointed out their friends and acquaintances. All of a sudden, the Duke's jester leaped into the air and shouted, "All of you know that I am a fool, and I have no blue blood in my veins. I can see no picture, but only a blank wall." "When fools begin to talk," observed Till, "it's time for wise men to walk." He calmly strode out of the hall and rode away on his donkey. The feathers in his cap danced in the gentle breeze. So children, here we understood that Till soon saw that he was not able to paint the portrait in any case. On one side, if he painted any of the courtiers as they looked, they would kill him. And on the other, if he beautified any of them, the Archduke would kill him. So Till decided that he couldn't paint any picture at all. Also, we can point out some important characteristics of the Archduke. He is a lover of art and also a perfectionist. He controlled his impatience for the sake of perfection and allowed a number of excuses when each time Till violated the deadlines, right? At last, Till announced that his picture was ready. He wanted to present his painting in front of all the courtiers. Thus, the Archduke ordered all the courtiers to assemble the hall. Till addressed them and said that his painting was a special one. This picture will be able to see only who have noble blood. Everybody compete with each other to admire his painting. At last, only one person shows the courage to tell the truth. means he can see only the blank wall. That is Jester. When Jester tells the truth, Till calmly get out from the hall and rode away on his donkey. Hope everybody enjoyed the story very well. 2 assignment questions also added here. The first one is prepare character sketches of Till and the Archduke. Second one is prepare scripts. The situations are given there. One example is also given in your textbooks. Check page number 22, read it and find out the features of the script. Then write your answers. Make sure that your answers should submit your English teachers. Thank you. Have a great day. We can meet in our next class.